2006 Lincoln Town Car. Still chasing this gremlin of the power steering issue that I've been having. And here's something else I'm going to do now. I actually bought a new rack and pinion, not new, from a junkyard to put in here. And what I wound up with is one with a bent arm on it. Didn't notice it till I had it for a day or so, and then looked in my trunk and I'm like, oh my goodness, so I took it back. But anyway, what I'm looking at now, they didn't have another one in stock or I would have just got it. But it got me to thinking, this power steering pump reservoir, if you look back at my previous videos, when I took that big suction line off right there, looks like a 3/4 inch or so suction line, the oil, that's when I changed the power steering pump, the oil just drained. It drained for like I don't know, a minute, whole minute. It just drained out. With that size of line, I'm thinking it should have just dumped right out. Also too, the other day, I really didn't do a video on it, but I greased my ball joints and my tie rod ends and all that with a little greasing needle, and I worked it back and forth. And when I did that, I got a lot of fluid out of my reservoir, and I'm thinking, well, the fluid should be sucking itself back in while it's, you know, it should be sucking the fluid out while it's putting the fluid back. Why would it come out the top? Well, it would come out the top if it couldn't suck in the fluid fast enough. And I didn't even have the engine running. I had it up on jack stands, and I was turning it all the way one direction and all the way the other to work in the grease. So I'm thinking that screen in that pump, in that reservoir, is plugged up. There is a screen in the bottom, and I'm going to take it out. First, going to do my little trick with the shop vac, and I'm going to suck it dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the lines off and see about cleaning it out. Well, there was one bolt holding the reservoir on. I've already drained it out as much as I can. What I did was I took it loose before I took the hose clamps off, because the orientation of this hose clamp is in a spot where I couldn't get to it. So I thought I could turn it up, which it just turned on me, but I thought I could turn it up where I could get a better chance to get a grip on that hose clamp. So just need to get my pliers on it. Okay, well, I got the unit off. I've already cleaned it, and it appears to me, I don't think this is going to make any difference, by the way, at all, but it appears to me that big line is the suction line, okay, and it flows directly to the pump. This small line is the pressure line, of course, and it goes through a cooler, which I believe it's that one that you can see right up in front here. So it's got a power steering pump cooler, and it goes through there and then goes over to the power steering pump. So that would be the pressure line. So the big one's the outlet, and then the small one is the inlet. Well, I tried filling this up with water, and it flows fantastic out of the suction line. I mean, it just comes right out, which that's what I thought could be plugged up, but it's not. The pressure line, nothing hardly come out of there at all. It would just barely drip. So I thought, oh, maybe that's plugged up, but I believe there's a check valve in there, one-way check valve. So it will take, I blew in there with air, it'll take pressure in. It doesn't seem like, it seems like it's not flowing perfect, but it does take pressure in, but nothing out. So if there was a screen in there, if there is a screen somewhere, which that could be a long tube on the side that is a screen, but I'm not really sure. If there is a screen in there, I can't get any fluid to flow the opposite direction to clean it out. So that's kind of a problem. What I did was I shot carburetor cleaner in that small line, filled it up, and then I blew air through it to try to clean out anything that could be dissolved by the carburetor cleaner. I did that a few times, and then I blew air in there quite a few times. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I should be getting the restriction that I do on that pressure line going inside there or not. It may not be much restriction, but I'm not sure if I should get any. So we will see if this makes any difference at all. If this does make a difference, this is a $20 part. I mean, I think I saw this on Amazon, eBay or something for 20 bucks. I'm not really worried about replacing this. So if this is the problem, then that means I can't get it cleaned out good enough. Then I will go ahead and replace it. Let's get it back on and we'll try it out. Alright, it's back on. I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I did, how much I hate spring clamps. I hate them things. I just despise them. I'd rather have screw clamps on there. If I had screw clamps that size in stock, then I would change them out. I hate them things. Loathe them. Anyway, I did, in case anybody's asking, I did rinse it out with transmission fluid after using the carburetor cleaner, and I did clean it up a little bit. Anyway, let me fill this thing up and we'll see if we made any difference at all. Yeah, maybe you can see that it's filled up to the cold line. It's nice and clear right now. I need to flush this thing out. But let's see how it does after I start it up. Yeah, it's still exactly the same. Drop down just a bit. I think I'll top it off. I don't have much transmission fluid left in this bottle anyway. Perfect. Yep, I guess I'll continue with the rack and pinion. Not that hard to change. Evidently it's harder to find one locally. Well, I'll take that back. I found them locally, but they're more than I want to pay. I'm not going to pay $25, $30 less than I would pay for a new one at a junkyard. The one that I found was a real good price, but oh yeah, it's still too labor intense to turn this thing. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you learned something. Maybe you learned a little bit, I don't know. But that's what this is all about. You can learn from my mistakes or learn from my failures or whatever. Alright, thanks for watching Double Trouble Garage, and please like and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you.